Here meeting with this engineer here in Estes Park, Colorado. You can see the mountains right there. What are you getting ready to do, Mike?
I'm gonna do a core test here, see how many layers, see if there's any moisture on the bottom of this.
Not very many layers on this one, right?
No, sir. Not very many. Looks like one to me. What do you think, Bill?
Yeah.
One layer?
Looks like one to me.
That was a lot of suspense right there.
That was big. Hey, I'm surprised to see this.
Yeah, me too. A solid surface.
Yeah.
Would count these down here possibly. I see a lot of smaller, you know, if you look at the top of this thing here, gives us the kind of the indication of what we should be looking for. And so you could see small hits down in here, up on the side, up on the fascia. If you look close, you can come up with them. They're there.
Contractor that did the siding on it
Yeah.
just totally murdered it. I mean, murdered it. The screws, they have screws in there, finish nails. The pressure was too high. They had to go through a lawsuit. And they're looking to get people to donate money, and we're looking to get somebody to actually donate the product to help out. So I'm gonna try to boost their page for them. They have a GoFundMe app, and I'm gonna pay, and I'm gonna sponsor an ad for them to try to get them some money so we can get that repaired over there.
Nice. So it's that one over there.
Yeah. See that metal bill on the other side? You want me to go ahead and pull it on the next one?
Doing. So now we're on to the next level, because if you look, we have several to do tests on. So core number 2.
Here we go. Let's see if this goes a little deeper.
You hope, right?
Well,
And I'll just say, the first thing that I noticed, you know, is that probably that decking. I mean, you've got your floor camera over here, right?
mm-hmm.
So probably that decking. Did you already check it out?
Now, I did before, but not with Bill. Yeah.
Okay. And did you detect moisture under there on the decking?
I did.
So if there's moisture down there, then that means the decking has to be replaced where there's moisture up the building codes, which in this case would be the 2015 IECC and IBC. Bill, is that right? Is it 2015 IBC and IECC right here? What are we dealing with?
You know, I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
We'll just look at the city adoptions, right? So what I would think, Bud, if you find moisture on that decking over there, then you're required to replace it. And Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, you're the expert, but if it is 2015 IECC, then we'd have to have what? R25 here, or what is it? R30?
It's R30.
R30
continuous over the roof.
On commercial.
Correct.
IECC.
Yes.
For this climate zone.
2015.
And then also you have to have parapet wall flashing. You have to have any of the flashings here on this roof system, if you're replacing the roof, have to be replaced if they're rusted, damaged, or deteriorated, according to building code. So, and that decking, if you are replacing it, has to be proper type of decking up to code.
Well,
I think I'm just an amateur. I'm just trying to learn myself.
I'm trying to look, see if I got any more to go.
I have to look at the city first. This is the city of Estes Park, Colorado?
Estes Park.
All right, so we'll look there.
Alright. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if it's all the way.
Suspense is killing me.
Alright, it is.
So we have a little bit more. What is that? Tell us what that is, experts.
I don't know what that is. Chad, take a look at that. Alright, so there's a layer right there. There's another layer.
Oh, well.
You see that?
We're not yeah.
So
It has a white coating on top of it, or a white membrane.
right there.
The expert while we have him, man. It's nice to spend your morning in the mountains with an expert, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just, well, this is just an elastomeric coating on top of another built-up
yeah, that's
layer.
what it is too. Yep. Just like oh yeah, look at the
So
under.
that was the original roof.
See the underside?
Yeah.
It's got like an aluminum. So that was the original
roof.
And they put mod. Well, no, this is what it built
So this
up.
is the original. At some point in time, they had the the aluminum coating, and they put an elastomeric coating.
You think that is 2-ply?
And then
3-ply? Looks like yep, like a maybe 2-ply, 3-ply with aluminum, and then like he said, the elastomeric coating on top of that later.
I think it's just 2-ply.
2-ply. You have two layers, about the same thick. About
Yeah.
double the thickness of the top
Right.
one, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there.
This is how it was.
Good stuff. So that's what you have, bud. You have plywood, followed by a 2-ply built-up system with aluminum coating over top of that,
Right.
and then elastomeric coating on top of that, and then another mod bit, right? Is that what it is? Left of mod bit? And
Well, I mean, this is more the modified bit.
Yeah, but-
this is more just a
roll roofing?
yeah.
Okay, so
And
so
which obviously is,
so yeah, roll roofing with aluminum coating.
So yeah, 1, 2.
Oh, I'll try to give you one.
Core number 3.
All right.
So we are.
I'm thinking this is going to be a second one.
You know, I understand why they built something commercial with flat roofs,
Feels like
but
tar and gravel.
yeah.
Tar and gravel. Well, let's see the tar and gravel. Put a little elbow into it. We have the client up here. You got to look good now.
Here we go. I think we're there.
Oh, that one's. We keeps getting thicker, right?
Yeah, it does. Oh,
It keeps getting thicker. That's for sure.
Uh-oh. There's the tar and gravel.
The rocks, yeah. There you go. Gravel balance. Falling out of it.
Oh, man. You can feel how wet that is.
A little saturated there. A little soggy.
Well, we wouldn't call that a water-soaked underlayment, would we?
wow.
But that helps us identify how many layers are there, if there's moisture trapped underneath there.
Uh-huh.
Kind of gives us a little bit of a prescription of what the building codes tells us what to do, too. You know, like what has to go under there according to make it legal. What's your
One of the most known
diagnosis here?
Yeah, I'm
What do you
curious.
think?
What do you got there, Bill?
Teach me something, please.
Yeah, one built up.
Okay.
Same thing with, well, you got 2.
Right.
They came back later and put in this fiberboard.
There's your fiberboard.
So they had a gravel surfaced layer original.
Original one.
Yeah. And they just laid a fiberboard on top of it. And it's wet.
Kind of expands and gets, you know, thick and swollen when it's all wet. Just like a one of those old fiberboard cabinets, you know, how they get all swollen.
Yeah, so this was the original roof right here, right, Bill? Is that the way I'm understanding it?
Yeah, this
is
part was the original, and there was gravel on
Right.
top of that.
And
So
then
just
there-
a pea gravel on top.
So what did they put on top of that?
Fiberboard.
Okay, so
It's a
that's
fiberboard.
just a
They just put that down just to really create a smooth layer.
and to relay it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, does this have a natural pitch on it?
It looks like it does this way, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit. It's
They-
like a 0.5.
Okay.
per foot.
All right. Let's move on to the next
It's
one.
kind of deceptive. I thought it was actually kind of sloping this
Literally, I
direction.
did too.
They sent one of the best engineers out. We can see that right now. he's given us a
Whatever I can learn, it's going to be.
he's given us like a 101 training today.
Yeah, Yeah.
We get to borrow an expert for the morning.
It's not every day, Judy, we get to core so many roofs. This is very exciting for us.
This is like
I'm glad I can trust you.
makes us giddy. It's like science class projects, you know. We get to learn.
Oh, so he's putting the core in the best where the stuff is still painted on. Making a hole.
Sometimes you do have to do cores in multiple places if it's sloped, because they might have a tapered built up where they put multiple layers on certain parts of it to make it level.
Yeah, Joel has identified the slopes on each of these, and they're minuscule.
Like he said, right? 0.5?
Normally I get hired from the neck down, so they bring me for all the hard work. I'm very happy about this.
Yeah.
Little white collar action today.
Well, I knew I needed to wear white because it's been so hot, but I didn't know how long it'd stay white. No, I don't think we have
Not as many. It looks like you stopped.
any tar and gravel on this one.
You feel it.
I don't know though.
Back to the first roof, basically.
Yeah.
Well, you got a little
No,
more than
got
that.
more
Like the
layers.
second
Two
roof,
layers,
like
isn't it?
like roof number 2, basically. We're close, anyway.
Yeah, it's...
No, roof number 2 had those coatings on it.
Yeah, it was the first one. That's more like the first one.
Yeah, but
This is almost like a
thicker.
door last.
Yeah, but the first one was just one layer right
Yeah,
down at the
You
deck.
got 2 there.
Built up,
built up.
single ply or 2 ply?
Well, it's got to be 2-ply. This is too thick.
Yeah, I would agree.
2 ply.
It's half-inch thick.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
it's got to be 2-ply for being that thick, but that doesn't seem like most of it now.
Core number 5.
Yes, sir. It's a lot thicker.
Fiberboard again. Valves. That looks nice. Purpose for that measurement?
You know, I tried to get a
Just documentation?
yeah, I tried to get a decent measurement this way, but
That really
you know, it's
documents
kind of
it.
compressed.
Put the 2
Right.
factors together, I guess, or 2 different data points.
I'm gonna go grab that other ladder real quick so we can get up. Do that section too, right, Ben?
this is
Six?
6, I believe.
Oh. Here's 6. There's your gravel. Same as the other.
It's another built up with gravel surfacing on it.
Built up with gravel surface. 2-ply.
I think that was the only dry spot in the roof, don't you? There we go.
Gravel again? That's a great spot.
With all this pollen on here, you can almost see where the dings are.
Yeah, they almost put them. It's like it's a chalk on it,
Yeah,
but it's
like
falling.
right there, you can just kind of see it, you know.
It's falling.
Did you see anything on the seams?
On the other side, on this side, I haven't looked at it yet.
How about the coating? Or the surface? Coating, the finish, surface finish.
There's it right there. Right there in the middle, where that pollen is, that's another one. Right there. Right here. Right there.
Let's see some of that.
those tools like what the dentless car guys use? You've seen those? I can't find one, but he just goes like this, and literally it puts a wave in every ding. I've never seen anything like it. So the sun doesn't really play a role in it.
I see a lot of silver little tiny spots too where it's been
Yeah.
I mean those are the for sure indicators too. See the little tiny little silver spots.
Yeah. There's a good hit right here on this ridge.
Oh, you can see good shot from here. This where I'm at right here is I can see that lights up, the whole ridge lights up. Oh my gosh, that's a good shot right there.
Some of them.
See anything scary?
Yeah, having the electrical line on there.
Yeah. Little out of place, right? Just a little bit. Oh my goodness. It's creative. That's the solid one.
You got a lot of water pulling over here. You want me to come right over here?
Well, there's your easiest.
How many we got here?
There's your easiest identifiable hail right there. Yeah. On the newer roof, right?
I think I'm going with you, Bill. Different decking though than the other one. That other one seemed to be newer.
Yeah. You saved all your hard work for the end there, Mike.
Hey, I'm gonna buy you lunch.
Your elbow grease came in hard at the end. Good job, man. What's your question?
So my question to you is, we have a lot of electrical and plumbing up here. what's in the best interest? Do we need to get an actual electrician out here? Is this a bid item? Or do we want to do this on Xactimate?
Great question. I mean, seriously, I'm so glad you asked me that question. If I didn't have to hold the camera, I'd kiss this guy right now for asking me that question. So, the answer is always for any item, right? This is so good to know. So, like, your default position is you're always going to first write it up in Xactimate and see. It's the only way you can find out, right? Is to let the chips fall where they may. How to write that up in Xactimate, right? So, like, well, on your electrical, we've got, you know, you don't really, technically those are electrical, the satellite dish and a line and calibrated detachment set.
Look at all this electrical down here that we're running into.
So then you take all the lines by the linear foot. I would say more than likely most of them have to be replaced versus detach and reset because of code.
Correct.
So you're gonna have to put, you know, if it's not up to code, the wiring, you're gonna have to replace it, right?
Right.
So then how to do that too is, you know, if it's just something small they were coming to do, then you would add the labor minimum, right? But if it's something they have to do that really, you know, you're just accounting for putting in wiring, but you don't know where that's at. It's on a roof. You know, roofers get paid steep charge and high charge for roofs. You know, this is not steep, but it is high. So therefore, I would always tack on, depending on the size of the job, several hours for electrical labor. And I would just let the chips fall where they may, not make up anything or put any bells and whistles on it, any fluff. But simultaneously, I'm getting bids from my electricians. And so the answer is, right, which one's higher?
Yeah.
Of course. So if the Xactimate's higher, that's the one you go with.
Can't see that
You
happening.
always try to go with Xactimate. If it's higher, it should be higher. If done properly, it should be higher. You always go with the Xactimate by default until you run into a situation where you just can't, you know?
Where you just need an
You got to do a bid item. And if you do a bid item, I would have massive footnotes, right? Like describing everything. All, like, documentation.
Code items, things of that nature.
This job right here, minimum 500 pictures. And that's if we don't have any interior damage.
Which we do.
A lot of those will be drone grabs. Like I'll take a drone through. I don't know. You think we'll get away with a drone fly in this area? Think we'll get away with a drone fly?
Yeah.
All right, so
I have mine in my truck.
the drone will fly over the whole roof and get a lot of high quality 4K video, but I don't ever take photos with the drone. I actually just do video, and then I go back through and I put in the work.
Take the photos.
I put in the work and sit down and watch it and find the best shots and pause it at the perfect spots and save as JPEG.
Yeah.
I just use snippet or whatever that snip on your. I can already tell you're an iPhone guy, aren't you?
I just got to the iPhone world.
Okay.
Been an Android man.
I'm an Android man.
He's never had an iPhone.
I can already tell. I can just tell by looking at you.
Right in there, didn't you?
I just tell by looking at it. He's like, the what? The snippet? No, man.
Teach me something.
No, I'm sure Apple has something way cooler than that. They have
Where you
something
can just cut it out.
because they're more media. Yeah, just take like a screenshot, a screen grab of the best video from that 4K drone, man. That's what I always do. So I'll have like, you know, hundreds of photos from the drone flying. I'll get it real high up. You'll see. It'll do like the all four angles, like Eagle View kind of does.
Do you got that set up on your thing, or is that something that you can?
No, I put in the work. All right.
You do it.
So it really is the practitioner.
Doing.
He's asking, you know, do you take shortcuts? Do you
I can love it.
hit the easy button? He's always saying, stop bitching and start doing. So I drove my ass all the way out here.
Glad you came in.
Me too, brother. All right.
What's next, Bill?
So all these things get replaced, brother.
Pretty much done.
That's how you deal with an engineer. And that's how you do a commercial roof inspection. But really, how are you going to ever know when you're going to run up against a commercial roof inspection like that with all these different roof types, right? We just did core samples on all these different roof systems. And what we have is something different every time. So we've got basically a mod bit system here, just one layer, and we have plywood underneath it, and it's soaked, it's water soaked, so that's going to have to be replaced. Underneath the decking, we're going to find out underneath, but underneath that decking is probably metal decking, I've heard. So we're gonna go check that because it's been so wet, it's probably rusted, and if it's rusted, that's gonna have to be replaced. And then new plywood on top of that. And then ISO board. I believe I've heard that in this area, in this climate, we're in the 2015 IECC, and it's gonna require R30 ISO. So it's gonna need the R30 ISO board as an upgrade. So that's why it's important to find out if they have, number one, the OL coverage, the Ordinance and Law Building Code upgrade, and also while we're on the subject, make sure they have an RCV policy. So on this right here, all these vents have to be replaced because flashing must be replaced where rusted, damaged, or deteriorated. There is no cap flashing here. There's no cap flashing here, but if there was, it'd have to be replaced because the nails going through it, so it's rusted, damaged, or deteriorated. Nails count as damage. But there is no flashing, and it has to, because of code, it has to be sealed properly with weather seal. Peel and stick's not going to cut it because of those things popping up everywhere. So we're literally, I believe, we're going to have to put new, like some kind of casing on there and like a platform, and then cap flashing, much like, well, like that in reverse. Instead of the wood on top of the cap flashing over here. That's probably not cap flashing. Well, that is. There's some cap flashing right there. So at the very minimum, something like that. That's not very good stuff, but okay. And very important, parapet wall flashing must be replaced. Chances are it's not even there. Doesn't matter. It must be there upon and being incurred. So you have to put new parapet wall flashing on there, even if it's not there. New flashing on everything else, electrician, lines, write it up as lines and hours, high chart, so a bunch of hours. And if the electrician costs more, bid item with lots and lots of description. One final thing, the wall needs painted because of the termination, needs a new termination bar, and the wall needs painted because of the damage you're gonna do when you take off the mod bit. And that'll do it for this layer. Over here.
I've got a question about that.
Yes, sir.
So this is residential. This is commercial.
Oh.
And our ICC for commercial and residential is two different things.
Man, quit trying to break my head.
So
my
if
brain.
I have to get to an R30, and I'm not a professional in this, I believe for continuous lay, I have to get to an R39 or 38 on this.
39?
It's 38, isn't it?
I'm thinking so, yeah.
49 is on the interior.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that.
No,
I think
continuous
you're
roll.
looking at
So this is going to be
find out
different
what the residential is, yeah.
than this.
He just keeps trying to break our heads. This guy should be an engineer right here. He's very analytical.
I got to steal this ladder so this engineer can get off the roof.
Okay. Sorry. Shoot. All right, so all this has to be replaced. What about the gutter there? Is that going through is it going through the drip edge? I'll find out on my way down. Oh, we have wood siding over here too. So we have that right there. Okay, so we have gutters going right through the drip edge. Galvanized drip edge. The gutters have to be set to the very minimum and painted because they're going to be scratched in the process.
trap. Let them.
The trap game. I noticed how you said that the other day. You're like, the trap game. Yeah, the trap game. Yeah, but they're kind of hip to the trap game. They're not sleeping on the trap game. About this, if you look at the
Alright, here's another question for you. Let's say this guy didn't look at this.
that's all right. It's all right.
Right?
That's right. Get the covers, right?